fingers 3 and 4 really start to get a workout after a while. And then, of course, we'll practice it faster each day. It's a good idea to practice with a metronome because it helps keep your time together. So if you happen to have a metronome, start with a slow tempo and always increase. It's very important that in all of these exercises that you learn to play them well and accurately at a slower tempo and then speed up. And pretty soon we want to play them. I can't even play it. And so on. Another good exercise for the left hand technique, and of course shake your hands out in between if they get tired, is to start with the A flat note on the G string, and this is another combination of fingers exercises that stays on the same string. So as you can see, it starts and goes up the neck. So we'll take a closer look at the combination of fingers. And of course, with this exercise, as all of them, we want to start out slowly and then speed it up. Now let's take a look at an arpeggio study. This one is, we'll do a diminished arpeggio. And all an arpeggio is a chord. It's a single note of a chord. So if you had the C major chord, you would just do the single notes of the chords, which are. So in this example, we'll start on the C and do the C diminished arpeggio going down. And it sounds like this. And so on. So we'll take a closer look at this exercise because I'd like you to learn how to play this evenly and get through all of the notes. So let's take a look at this one. Okay, so you'll find that this is a fun exercise to play, and it's great to work up to speed. And it's always fun to practice with another bass player, for instance. And we used to get together and just play fun things like Popeye, for instance. And what we would do is one of us would play it at a tempo, and the other would try to play it faster, and then faster, and then faster, and see who could play it the fastest. But it's like this. Okay, and then the other one would go. And like that, so he couldn't get through it, but then the next one would go, and like that, and pretty soon you couldn't hear it anymore. But it's always fun to do, and all of these exercises should be fun for you to play, and we hope that you would practice every day for at least an hour and enjoy playing the bass. Double stops are very effective and useful in many types of music. One of the masters of that I used to listen to of the double stops is Chuck Rainey, who you can hear his work on all the Steely Dan records and Quincy Jones old record, Aretha Franklin. The list is endless, but he used to have so many great double stops with taking advantage of playing chords or more than one note at a time on the bass. Now this is something you want to use your discretion with, because there are keyboard players playing the chords and guitar players are playing the chords, and you don't want to get in the way, and it can be muddy, especially when you play down in the lower registers. So you want to try to avoid playing chords down low, but of course up high it sounds good and it's effectively adding to the music. And many times in a ballad you'll want to use double stops. They come in handy. And the common intervals that are usually used on the bass, I find, are the third or the 10th. Now all the 10th is a third an octave higher. For instance, if you have the C scale, which is, then you have the 10th of that scale. Well, the third is, and the 10th, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the root, which is the 1, and this is the 10th. So we make use of a lot of tenths, major and minor, on the bass. So you will often hear those. I usually use it on the open strings. So for instance, E, and then A on the open D string and on the G string. And it's like a cycle of fourths. Okay, very interesting. Anyway, you get to see what it's like to take advantage of the notes that are available when you're playing an open string. Now, those are the thirds. For instance, if you're in the key of A, and you have the 10th, the major 10th, we'd also like to take a look at the 7th, which would be, that's the minor 7th, and this is the major 7th. So you have the 7th and the 3rd, and this comes in handy in various styles. For instance, in a Brazilian style of playing, you would have wasn't that special? Thirds and sevenths. We love those thirds and sevenths. Here's another groove that has thirds and sevenths, only in a little different vein. 1, 2, 3.